Lick my balls and suck my ass. This is Stiff Oddcast.
And we're back with the Stiff Oddcast with Andrew Hunter. Andrew Hunter, man, we had to re-record this because the audio was a little off. But how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, nice day up.
Right, seems like you've been pretty busy, man. What, you was at the gym till about 10 o'clock last night or so?
About 11 o'clock by the time I actually got home. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you was trolling me there for a second, man. I was kind of.
Nah, man. I'm a pretty busy guy, man. I spend a lot of time at the gym.
Right, cause
always training and trying to get better.
Right, man. Plus, you got to maintain that rep. You know. Also, yeah, just gotta. Yeah, I guess stay busy and keep your body in shape at all times.
Right.
Yeah, what was kind of went over in the last Oddcast, we was talking about the history of you in local wrestling in the WWA and the CCW. Can you explain briefly your stint in the WWA?
Well, in the WWA, I went over. Well, the podcast it's gone now. Yes, I just talked about my debut with Defiance, and we went over my history with Nick Depp a little bit. We debuted and we attacked the Flight Club for several months, which led into a big elimination tag match, the Defiance against Bad Company, which was Chris Bordell and Jordan Roadkill Whitaker, and the Flight Club, which was Nick Depp and Nick Willis. And Nick Willis was the only member of the other side that was fired out of the situation. And Michael Caden, Brett Taylor, and Ian Morris, they were all fired on our side.
Okay.
We were able to keep our jobs. So we went on from there into where I was kind of starting to do my own solo thing, which led to Logan Abel turning his back on me and joining the forces of good, per se, which in turn actually kind of sparked me into being a bigger solo show, and which led to the formation of the Church of the Misfits, which are still around. I think they just go by the Misfits now.
Yeah, yeah, that's a different set of people there doing the Church of the Misfits. Was it Misfit Malachi, right?
Yes, Misfit Malachi, Misfit Josiah, and Misfit Zebediah. They, and then myself, we were the original Church of the Misfits, and I believe it's just down to Malachi and Josiah now.
Okay, those sound like Amish names. Is there a reason behind that?
Actually, like we covered in the last, in the first part, I'm a big horror movie fan, so it actually comes from Children of the Corn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can totally see that now. I get that. The reference.
Yeah.
I understand that now.
So we definitely wanted to go with Amish names just to pay homage to those. So,
right.
And like I said before, the basis of the idea was like A Clockwork Orange and The Lost Boys, but also several references from other horror movies. So,
which is cool, man, because you know, if you didn't tell me that, eventually it would have hit me. I would have been like, damn, that's fucking cool. That's a fucking Children of the Corn reference. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of references. People are like, it's kind of tongue in cheek to me, and once people think about it, they're like, that's where that's from.
That totally makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, and but anyway, the Church of Misfits debuted in. Well, we initially started going that way at 0 Hour. I was in the Ultimate X match with Dakota France, Nick Depp, and Alexander Knight, and Zebediah actually came out to the ring with me that night, and people were kind of like, it started putting questions out there, like, oh, okay, what's the deal? And then we turn around at Pandemonium. I wrestled Dakota France for the National Heavyweight title in what the fans voted to be a lumberjack match. So
yeah, they voted that this year too. Lumberjack. They voted for at this year's Pandemonium. They voted for a lumberjack match. And I think who was involved in that?
That was Nick Depp and Chris Waddell, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Nick and Chris were in the lumberjack match this year. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and but yeah, they voted for the lumberjack match, and you had both sides out there, good and bad. And anyway, it boils down to the end of the match. Dakota's starting to get over on me a little bit. He drops the elbow on me. Actually, legit knocks me out with the elbow because, like, he is like.
Did it hit your?
Like his last landed on my head.
Oh wait, you supposed to hit the
So
solar
like
plexus
legit
with
knocks me out.
Damn.
I think he actually goes and puts me in the sharpshooter at this point, and Josiah comes running out because I had my own entrance way and everything. He comes running out my entrance way and hits Dakota, starts putting the boots to him a little bit, and then Malachi, who was a security guy at the time, he pushes Josiah off, and then turns around and starts putting the boots to him. And anyway, the Turks and Misfits is born. We go into me and Dakota actually wrestled for about 8 months, where we were involved with each other for about 8 months. In July, we had a casket match, in which I lost. And I'm actually claustrophobic, so that was quite terrifying.
And plus,
I bet.
Yeah, plus coffins are just generally scary.
Yeah, so that was interesting enough. And then we went on. We had one night only, which was Josiah actually wrestled Dakota France, and I cost Dakota the victory there. So Josiah beat Dakota France, and that was the night that I tagged with Big Daddy V against Chris Waddell and the Hurricane.
Which is awesome, dude. Yeah, I remember we talked about how much weight he lost before that show, and it was just weird that he just died a little bit after that.
Yeah, it was strange, like it. Yeah, so some events ensued after that match. Actually, I'm laying in the ring because I decided after we lost to get in Big Daddy V's face, which being a guy of my stature against a guy of that stature was probably not the wisest of ideas.
No, not at all.
So he picks me up, hits me with a double choke slam, and I'm laying there. The Hurricane comes back out to the ring, and therefore says it's time for some Visagra. So I'm laying in the middle of the ring. You got Big Daddy V there and the Hurricane in the ring. Big Daddy V does a big splash on me. Actually, somewhat gives me a wedgie with my trunk and turns around and proceeds to hump me in the middle of the ring.
What?
Yeah.
That's degrading. I mean, yeah. There's a lot
Yeah,
of people watching
so
that too, man.
That was a horrible start to such a good night,
Yeah.
And I turn around and obviously hurting from the violation that ensued, I turned around and was in this battle royal for the #1 contendership for the WWA Championship.
Right.
It was bad. I didn't win that one either.
Ah.
Nick Depp actually went on to win that one. And so all in all, that was a good night. The fans, however, in the Livermore and Central City area had not seen me since the casket match. So
Right.
we debuted our first show in Livermore in September. September 19th, I believe, or no, it was the 21st, September 21st. And Chris Waddell and Jordan Rockhill Witter, Bad Company, had a match against THC.
They're a really good tag team, THC. I'm a big fan of those guys.
Yeah. And Bad Company wins. The Church of the Misfits come out carrying a body bag.
Okay.
And, yeah, and I'm actually inside the body bag. They laid me on the ring. The fans are kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And after they beat down Chris a little bit, they unzip that body bag, and out I crawl.
Oh, my
and
God.
I get on my hands and knees, or I get on my knees and outstretch my hands. The church lay their hands on me. I start to convulse. And I crawl over the rope and spit 3 nails out of my mouth.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a great way to sell a character, man. Whoa.
Yeah, and like the fans are like freaked the fuck out. They're saying you should belong in like a psychic ward and all this stuff. And I get on the mic, cut a good promo, deliver the bullet to the brain to Chris Waddell, because like they're chanting Nick Depp, Nick Depp, Nick Depp. And I tell them if they chant Nick Depp one more time, he's going to get a bullet to the brain. So I do the deal, jump up, boom, chop his head into the mat. And so needless to say, Livermore killed CCW at that point.
Okay.
Killed Chris Waddell at that point.
Oh, wow.
So, because me and Nick Depp were in the main event of that night. Livermore being Nick Depp's hometown, what fitting way than to have Nick Depp and me in the main event.
Right, yeah. And plus, yeah, Nick Depp, he eats it up too. Every time he's in Livermore, man, he eats that up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then we go from there. That was actually my second to last show before I was let go from the WWA. And then I went on and done the street fight with Dakota France, which ended our 8-month feud for the National Heavyweight Championship. And, I mean, that match was actually nominated for Match of the Year. And so that was pretty good. And then, again, I got let go for breaking policy.
Yes.
Several times.
On the previous recording, just in case the listeners out there, I think it had something to do with you violating the ladies. Is that what went down there?
What was it?
You violating the ladies.
The ladies?
Yeah.
What? I wouldn't so much call it violating as it would be having relations with women.
Okay, all right.
We'll keep it somewhat clean here.
I got you.
But
dude.
yeah, and that was against their policy, is having any kind of involvement with the fans. And again, I broke the policy several times. I was warned. And see, like right before, in between One Night Only and Boundless of 2013, I actually had relations with one of the female trainees, and I was actually already in hot water for that, and then turned around and got into a relationship with a fan, and that was the nail in the coffin, right there.
Right.
And from there, I actually go into the Coliseum Championship Wrestling thing, which is where my dad is at, and my brother actually is the promoter there. So I go there because I actually call my dad as soon as I find out, because I knew I was leaving before my last match. I knew it was it. Probably 2 or 3 weeks before that.
Okay.
And nobody and the fans didn't know nothing. There was only rumors that I was leaving.
Right.
And
right.
So I called my dad and I'm like, "Hey, I have nowhere to go. I don't have anywhere to live." So he's like, "Let me get hold of your brother, and we'll figure this thing out." So I end up going up to Evansville, which is where I currently wrestle on a regular basis, and I had my first match with Mickey Knuckles, and it's a woman.
Oh wait, what? Really?
Yeah, Mickey Knuckles is actually a woman.
Oh, is she anywhere the size of Siren? Is she that?
she's in better shape than Siren.
Because I think
But
Siren.
as far as size, yeah, their build's very similar.
Okay. Aren't
And
because what is
yeah,
it?
she was actually in TNA at one point.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, you explained that on the last recording. Yeah, kind of go into that a little bit. How long was
Yeah,
she in
she was
TNA?
actually in TNA as as kind of like a heavy for the beautiful people.
Okay.
And so that was pretty cool, you know. And from there, I've kind of been on like a, kind of had a rocket ship under my ass per se. Yeah, I beat guys like Juicy Jimmy Felter, the Zodiac. I mean, all guys bigger than I am. I mean, significantly bigger than I am. Done a little bit of hardcore stuff up there, not a lot. And I've currently gotten into this thing with a guy named Shank Barzini.
Oh yes.
And we had a singles match in, I want to say April. Yeah,
April
in
this
April.
year.
Yeah, because it was the end of April, and Shank returned to the Coliseum Championship Wrestling, and he decided it was befitting to come after me. And anyway, we had a pretty good back and forth match, and the end of the deal basically was I rolled him up, He says I put my feet on the rope, but I don't cheat. Never cheated in a match in my life. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's only cheating if you get caught.
So basically, and then he complains about this a little bit. So we go into May, and he's in a match with the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer. And I actually come out there after his match. He got the victory over on Shane Mercer there. And I actually come out after his match and attack him. And I start punching him and stuff, and then I actually wrap my hand with a wrap, and I start punching him in the face and in the forehead, and I actually bust him open. He's bleeding.
Oh.
And I start slamming his face against the mat and actually throw him out in front of the crowd so they can see his bloody face. I mean, my whole right arm is like covered in his blood.
Yeah, Andrew, can you explain the rules with blood in Indiana compared to Kentucky?
There are none. Indiana actually does not have a state commission.
Okay. Because I was wondering that, which, I love good, clean wrestling, but
Interesting.
sometimes, when someone gets hit and they bleed, I would like to watch the rest of the show instead of them stopping it,
Right. Yeah. I mean, those rules are in place in Kentucky for a reason, and it keeps, because a lot of times I found in places that don't have a commission that they bleed too much.
Right.
Okay.
That they do too much stuff with that, and it kind of dulls it out. See, where in Kentucky you don't have people bleeding every match. You don't. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. So
Right.
it's kind of like a no-win situation either way, because especially like if Kentucky was to lose the commission for whatever reason, which I don't think they're going to, and it would I think people would start bleeding too much.
Right.
You would have it every match for every show, and it would kill that effect.
Right.
Right.
And I'm actually, I like the commission. I'm actually a big supporter of that, and because it actually keeps out. Because in Indiana, in places that don't have a commission, any regular Joe can start up a wrestling company and be like, all right, and it kills our market. And
Saturates it.
Where in Kentucky, you've got to appear before a board, you've got to get a promoter's license, and all this stuff that actually keeps everybody and their mother from having a wrestling company.
Right.
And because it hurts business, for one, because if you say you didn't have one, and Chris Liddell runs there in Central City and in Livermore and those areas, you would have 3 or 4 other guys like that may have a problem with him leave the company and start their own wrestling company, and in that area kills the product, but it also as far as getting paid, the guys getting paid, it would kill that market as well, because if you're not, because wrestlers also have to be licensed in Kentucky. So anybody that wants to can be like, yep, I'm a wrestler now. And they go, and they'll work for a lot cheaper than I will kill my price.
Right. I guess.
So therefore, I'm not making any money, because these guys that go out there and don't know what they're doing and will work for free hurt my price in return.
Right, because that's like basically like I kind of liken it to the mines. They call them scab workers.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how totally, like I was trying to say a little earlier, was like when you saturate the market like that, no one wants to watch it. There's everyone, like you said, and your mama trying to wrestle. You can't there's no distinct character development. I don't know.
Right. Because then you're using whoever you can get for the cheapest. Instead of worrying about the product you're putting out, you're worrying about the dollars you put in your pocket. And that becomes an issue because of, you're getting quality. You're losing quality, and you're getting quantity.
Right. It's kind of like McDonald's food.
Yeah.
Right. You can get more for your buck, but you're not getting the quality that you would, say, if you went to like a Denny's or you go to Arby's. You're going to pay a little more for your food, but the food is better.
Right.
So, like, if you take a guy like me over a guy that said, hey, I'm a wrestler, you're going to pay a little more to get me, but you're going to get better quality than you was to take a guy that you just picked up off the street and he says he's a wrestler. You're not. You may get him for cheaper, but what are you doing there? You're not. You're hurting your product more than you're helping it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So.
And that's a big issue with the wrestling business as a whole, because there are a lot of guys that will, quote unquote, pull themselves out for nothing, and that hurts guys that are actually trying to do this and make a career out of this, because it's harder for us to find work because we won't pull ourselves out. We won't work for free and things like that. And there are people that have an issue with that. And it just doesn't make much sense to me when you can get a better quality product out of somebody you're going to pay than you would for somebody that will work for free.
Right. Yeah. That totally 100% makes sense, man.
So what's coming up for you now this month and this summer? What do you got booked?
I actually have until the beginning of June right now. This Friday, May 16th, I'll be in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Tickets are $10 at the door it's for it's Ultimate Championship Wrestling, the other UCW.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
It's actually a fundraiser for the Buckhorn boys basketball team. And it's in the Buckhorn School. And we're actually doing 2 shows that day. We're doing a show that's an assembly for the kids, in which I'll be wrestling John Noble. And then that evening, we're actually doing a show that's open to the public. And that's the one where it's $10 at the door. And I'll be wrestling Josiah Kane.
Okay. What kind of opponent is he?
He's a different kind of opponent.
Is he a
We'll
big
put
guy?
it that way.
Okay.
He wears face paint. You familiar with the Great Muta at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears face paint like Muta, and he's a different kind of cat.
Does he do the poison mist? Does he spit it out?
I believe he does, actually. So I got to watch out for that.
Yeah. Watch your
I
eyes,
don't want
man.
to get that stuff in my eyes and my mouth. And so then we go on to May 24th. I'll be back at Southern Wrestling Entertainment in Hillsview, Kentucky. The tickets are $8. And at the last show there, we actually kind of had an interesting development. Jimmy Felter actually turned on the fans and joined myself and Picture Perfect Jordan Cage and this little team of camaraderie. So we're gonna have to see where that goes.
That sounds like
I don't have any
interesting.
details on my match that night or anything yet, but as soon as I do, they'll be posted on my Facebook, my Twitter, or Instagram. I may put something up on YouTube. Who knows, man? I'm kind of a social media whore at this point.
Everybody
I'm on
is,
everything.
man.
We are too, and just in case everyone listening out there, make sure you look up Andrew Hunter on YouTube. He's got some nice promos and some footage you can check out. I personally enjoy your latest promo that you cut there. I also like the change that you did with your attire. You kind of look like a super professional in that.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta change with the times because I mean, I've been doing the Mr. Messiah gimmick for a while, and now it seems that everybody's doing that type. Everybody's doing this crazy deal, especially with the explosion of the Wyatt on WWE, and it just seems like it's more and more out there. So it's kind of like, okay, it's time for me to dial back and I guess reinvent myself in a way. I mean, I hadn't been doing it, real long. So I've been doing it for almost 2 years. So, I mean, when you realize something is the mainstream way to go, you don't want to get grouped into the stereotype. So I was kind of like, okay, let me rethink this. Let me redo this. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. I don't really want to push anything that's real mainstream because I don't ever want to be accused of copying something.
Right, or being a sellout.
Right.
Right.
But anyway, May 30th, I'll be in Hazard, Kentucky for Ultimate Championship Wrestling again. I believe the ticket's going to be $10 at the door. And on this show, I don't have much details for it either. They'll come in later months again. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I am always posting something. So, and then my next big ordeal is actually June 7th for Coliseum Championship Wrestling. It's CCW Presents Meltdown. It'll be at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum there in Evansville, 300 Court Street, Evansville, Indiana. Adults $10, kids 5 and under are free, and veterans actually get in for $5.
Nice.
And there's actually a few matches I'm actually going to promote for the show, not just mine. We'll get to that. But the main event that night will be for the CCW Heavyweight Championship. It'll be Picture Perfect Jordan Cage against the Hood Ninja Isaiah. And it'll be the first ever two tag teams ever competing against each other. And it'll be the Jollyville Puckets against Team IOU. So
oh, wow.
they're both kind of hot tag teams on the indies right now. So it'll be definitely a good match to check out.
Plus a little historical too.
And then for my big announcement for this show will actually be I am competing against Hank Barzini in a taped fist street fight. It's going to be all out brutality. There will be blood, chairs, tables, whatever we can get our hands on, we will be swinging it. No disqualifications, no countouts. We can go anywhere we want. We can go all over Evansville if we wanted to.
Oh, you better rest up and be ready for that, man, because it's going to take a lot of energy to get through that.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, I mean, if none of those 3 matches appeal to your taste, we have more matches that are going to be announced. Just check out CCW Wrestling on Facebook. Check them out on Twitter at CCW Evansville. So, and they post regularly on there. They're posting all the time. They have flyers. They have match graphics, which actually like highlight every match on the show. So always keeping updates on there.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're also on Twitter too with hashtag No One Better, hashtag Ask Your Girlfriend. Is that
Right.
Twitter.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, and hopefully soon we're actually going to have some Andrew Hunter T-shirts, which would be great.
Oh, yeah, have some
It's kind of
merchandise,
actually
man.
like the front shirt is actually going to be kind of like the parental advisory logo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know what
it's
that
going
is.
to say Andrew Hunter on the top and the bottom, and then in the middle it's going to say hashtag No One Better.
All right.
So that's actually going to be the front of the shirt, and I believe right now my design for the back is actually just says Ask Your Girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
Which I'm digging on that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that a lot.
and so I mean, I've had this word thrown around about me for a long time. It's controversial.
Right.
Right. I called you that on the first half of the Oddcast too.
Yeah.
I've seen that, and I was like, man, he's not the first guy to say that about me. Because, I mean, I'm one of those guys, you never know what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do.
Right.
Because half the time, I don't know what I'm going to say or do. It just
Right.
kind of, whatever comes out, there it is. You
Right.
like it, you like it. If not, you can suck my dick.
There you go.
So,
That's a good way to live life, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and believe it or not, that is kind of how I live life.
It's because
Unfortunately, it makes a lot of people mad at me. But the people that still like me after the fact, they appreciate that about me because it's real.
Right.
You know, like I don't try to sugarcoat. I don't try to change for anybody. I am me, and you can deal with it, or
fuck off.
again,
Right.
suck my dick. You know, it happens.
Right.
And but yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a pretty good deal. I mean, getting out of the Marine Corps, I mean, kind of prematurely. I mean, I'd done my 4 years. I finished my contract, but I was actually going to try to re-enlist. So I guess this is a good turnaround for me, you know, getting to live my dream. So
Right. It's always been a passion, and you took that passion and made it work for you,
And that's good, man.
I did.
which is amazing. Andrew Hunter, we're hitting the 30-minute mark. Was wondering if you had just one last words for the listening audience out there.
Actually, I'll just go ahead and plug the Twitter and all that great stuff.
All right.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube is all at AH is now.
Okay.
People have kind of taken that as a dig at the WWA, and it's not. So people can lay those rumors to rest. It's not. It's kind of paying respect to where I came from, which, I mean, initially got me my big burst out on the Indies was the WWA, and another thing is WWA is now, so it's kind of paying respect to that. So everybody that
homage.
thinks it's a dig and it's a knock on the WWA, it's not. It's kind of a paying respect to that. So,
Right, man.
and we actually had a little return deal there for a minute. I done one match since I left for the WWA, and it was Kentucky's biggest battle royal because it was kind of the fans made that happen.
Right.
That was nothing I was planning on doing, and that was nothing that Chris Waddell was planning on happening. So it was all the fans made that happen. And that's actually a question that I get asked a lot on Facebook and on Twitter is when I'm coming back. And I want to go ahead and answer those rumors as well. So I guess we'll end on this. Right now, I have no interest in coming back to the WWA. not because I hated it there, not because of anything like that the rumors may be. It's just, right now I've got a lot of other things going on in my life. I've got a lot of my career's moving forward, and not saying that going back to WWE was just taking a step back. It's not. It's just, I've got a lot of other stuff right now, and I'm really busy, and I live so far away from that area that it's kind of hard for me to get to that point.
Right.
To where I can be like, yeah, I can come back on a regular basis. See, their schedule's actually starting to pick up some. I think they're wrestling 2 shows a month now. And, I mean, right now I'm pretty well booked up for most of the summer.
I was about to say all summer.
It'd be kind of hard to work that out.
So, yeah,
and
everyone, you heard it here first on Steph Oddcast, clearing up the rumors. It's not that the fact Andrew Hunter doesn't want to work for a WWE. He just has different things going on in his life. Also, assuming he ain't going to say, you never say no in this business.
No.
Right. You never, not to rip off Justin Bieber here, but never say never.
Right.
Right.
In this business, never say never.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much animosity may be there, you never know what should happen.
Right. Absolutely.
But for right now, there are no plans of an Andrew Hunter return to the WWA. I know every time they have a mystery opponent for somebody, those rumors start flying. Boom, 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 boom. But as of right now, it's probably not going to be me.
Okay.
All right. Well, Andrew Hunter, it's always been a pleasure having you on here. We got to get you on again so we can talk more deeply about the wrestling aspect and your daily training schedule and whatnot. But I guess everyone, make sure you like and subscribe to the Stiff Archives channel. And also make sure you check out Andrew Hunter and Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and pretty much every social media.
YouTube is YouTube/AH is now. Instagram and Twitter are at AH is now. Real simple. And just and you go friend me on Facebook. I guess you like people on Facebook. I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah.
So go like me on Facebook. I have like 428 likes. Trying to get to about 500 so we can get that first little milestone there.
Yes, 1,000.
Actually trying to get higher than that, but gotta make this pop rock revolution move on, right?
Hell yeah, dude. All right, this has been the Andrew Hunter edition of the Stiff Podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.